So, I went to the March for Life last week, a local march out here in Los Angeles. I had a blast. It was amazing. At the March for Life here in Los Angeles, you can see my shirt. Ready to march for the unborn today, as I do every year. It's a big day. Spectacular. It's something that I do every year, and this year was no different in that it reaffirmed my love for this movement and for this cause and for the belief and in the movement of protecting the rights of the unborn. This year was incredible. First thing I want to mention, when I got there, there were people everywhere. There were a lot of people there, a whole lot more than the dwindling numbers of the Women's March, who marched for the rights of women and are vigorously pro-choice. So this is the opposite march, the opposite movement. They march for the unborn, and it's a very different vibe, very different atmosphere. Case in point, everybody's talking, everybody's having a good time. There's a lot of people with signs. I saw some Democrats there actually, with the banner "Democrats for Life," which was that made me smile. I even talked to one of the people holding the sign, and he said, "Yes, we're not blind to science. This should be a normal thing. This should be, it should be obvious to the common person." And as a Democrat, we can argue about other things, but this thing right here, this issue of life and protecting life, that should be common to all of us. And that made me smile, and I said, "You know what? Right on, brother." We shook hands and we parted ways smiling. So, in the midst of all this, the first thing that I truly grasped onto was everybody's talking, everybody's looking at the signs, taking pictures, and getting ready to start this march to raise awareness for the unborn and for the rights of the unborn. All of a sudden, the volume gets softer and softer and softer and quieter. And all of a sudden, everything comes to a standstill. And all these people lined up in the street and waiting in the common area where the opening ceremonies were being held. Everybody just kind of stopped because people were singing the national anthem during the opening ceremonies. So everyone that was further away in the street lined up and ready to get a good spot for the march. As they heard the national anthem being sung, they all stopped and they joined in. And I had to stop and start filming because it was just an amazing feature to see everybody come together as patriots and express their patriotism in that moment. And I thought that was amazing. This is still America, in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, with the Women's March taking place not too far from there. We're still Americans, and there are still people who hold on to those values of patriotism. We all stopped and we sang the national anthem together in a place where we're getting ready to march for life, nonetheless. So that was the first major point that I took away from all of this: the patriotism, and how this is still America, and how I'm still proud to be an American. as we started marching, there was a lot. There's a lot of energetic spirit. A lot of people really psyched and hyped up to march for the unborn. I love that aspect of this. There were a lot of signs. This year, there was not as much protests as there was last year, because that aspect is now starting to dwindle. The more and more people have basically come to grips with the fact that Trump is their president. And so this year, there wasn't so much protests. I didn't see any protests. Last year, I saw signs with angry, bitter feminists ready to go and willing. They had the signs ready, and they were standing on the sidelines as we were marching by, because they were just, they're so passionate about this issue, so angry that we're trying to take away their rights. So they were ready, and then as we marched by a local subway, there were people, just booing and doing the, gestures and thumbs down. There was a girl up there. She was just so angry that, that we could possibly believe this. There's only one vision, it's pro-choice, and you got to fight for women's rights. And so she was making that known. But we just, we all in unison chanted and cheered how we loved them. We didn't fight back as much as some of us may have wanted to. We were cool and calm. This year, I didn't see any of that. I just saw people taking pictures and posting online. Maybe they were, like to post and see and to poke fun at later, but who knows what they did. There was no verbal outspokenness in opposition to us. There was just people watching. Some people waved. We go through this same route every year, and this year it was just a lot of people observing and taking it in, seeing all of the people who hold this view that is an opposing view of what's out there in the mainstream media, in this culture, in this circle, this massive push for everyone to feel in a certain way about this issue, to be pro-choice on this issue, and to see like all these people holding an opposing view of what they constantly see and hear in the movies they watch, in the television shows that they watch, in their education classes, in the news, in the media, everywhere, billboards and posters. It's this constant culture that the only way to view this as a women's rights issue, and that those of the unborn don't matter because they're not people, or they are but they don't count. And just to constantly view that as wrong and anti-woman, and for people to see that that's not the only way to view this, with all of these people marching, chanting in unison, showing love to others who may not agree with us on this issue, showing them that there is another view on this, a view that we believe wholeheartedly, the way that we, show them that this is how God views this. This is the natural way, and not the way that the culture is telling you. And to express that amongst everyone was just an amazing, heartwarming feeling, and it just makes me grow stronger in this faith and in this view that we hold, that I personally hold dear, of loving both the mother and the child, and expressing that view, holding these rights for the unborn. Year after year, I always make sure to purchase my gear. I'm always sure to show up for this event and take pictures, and to make sure that everybody knows that we have to stand up for our most vulnerable in our society, because a society is judged by how it treats its most vulnerable. And so this year and every year afterwards, I want to be sure that I remind myself and others that that we need to make sure that we're consistently fighting for this issue. As I'm studying and going over the facts of this issue, I'm learning more and more that this is a fundamental human right, the right to life. It's where all other rights begin. So I am happy that this has now become an annual event for me, and I hope to share that more with others along the way. So join me in celebrating, cherishing, and protecting the right to life. Love them both.